Today's question is, what role does community play in my spiritual journey? Oh boy, here we go. This is a real interesting one. It pretty much plays nothing. I don't have a spiritual community. At least not a in-person one. I've talked about how I have plenty of inspirations far from me that I can't see, but yeah, I don't actually have a spiritual community. I had one very briefly a few years ago. There's a place that's it's a little meditation place in my city, and went there for a little while, and some very personal petty things sort of happened in that community pretty early on that just sort of made me not want to go there anymore. Even if I wouldn't admit that there was those personal petty reasons, that was definitely what it was. But yeah, I don't really have people around me that I use for advancing myself in the spiritual realm, and that's probably a problem as I say it out loud. The word community and spiritual. First of all, the word community just freaks me out because I am a mega introvert. Like, I'm a very, very deep introvert, and I like to just sort of take things on my own. And usually that doesn't work well with things that could benefit from a few other people being involved. But yeah, spiritual and community have seemed a little bit counterintuitive to me for the reasons I've talked about before, which is that nobody can give you your spiritual experience. But, it is helpful to hear other people's perspectives. And yeah, it's great to hear it from, somebody on YouTube or read it in a book or something, but it is cool to have a conversation with somebody and be able to, engage and instantly get feedback. The problem is, there's some self-judgment when I'm talking to people about my spirituality, and that I feel like a big dork talking about spirituality. I feel like my judgment of other people calling themselves a spiritual person, a lot of it comes from the fact that I feel like a pretentious person for even trying to pursue this sort of thing. But I mean, the question is why? I feel like everybody has some sort of spiritual path, even if they're not going to label it a spiritual path. Everybody has some sort of exploration of what it is that matters to them and what they are going to hold as a higher power in their life. And I mean, even if everybody in the world thought that me pursuing spirituality in any capacity was stupid, it's like, who cares? If it matters to me, it matters to me. So yeah, there's a big ego hump that is very difficult to get over when joining a spiritual community. And as I'm talking, I really want to go back to one of those sessions at that community, that meditation place. Yeah, but I'm sort of bad at keeping communities around me. I have an acting class that, there's a little acting community that I've been a part of for some years, and I'm proud of myself for being a part of that. And I've grown a whole lot while I've been there, not just in acting, just as a person. And I've met so many great people that have opened up so many opportunities for me in the acting realm. And I'm realizing that it's probably going to be likewise for spirituality. To have people around me that have kind of a similar interest and a similar drive to figure out more about what we are and what's going on here, darn it. But it's hard. There's a real fear of judgment whenever I enter one of those places. It's hard for me not to be self-aggrandizing when I go into a community. Here's some other perspectives I don't necessarily agree with or relate to. It's hard for me not to say, well, I found the real path. You love my snooty British guy voice that I always do. But then it's also hard for me not to feel like, oh, well, I don't know anything, and so everybody's going to judge me. They're going to see that I'm the big fraud here. As if there's some big problem with just saying that I don't know and I haven't figured it out yet and I'm here trying to learn more. That should be why we go to any class, and I'll keep drawing comparisons to my acting class. Sometimes in class I genuinely want to improve as an actor, and some days I just want to go there and have everybody tell me what a great actor I am. I want to feel talented. I want to feel my ego sufficiently stroked. And meditation community, probably similar thing. Some days I want to go there to learn, and some days I go there just being like, I want to just reaffirm the fact that I am a spiritual person, that I'm doing this right. And I want other people to see that, darn it. I want people to appreciate my hard work, me. And so I feel like maybe that's all wrapped up in being way too conscious of how you're being perceived. And that is Joe's life summarized. So spiritual community doesn't really play a part in my life right now, but I think that it should. And I'm really happy that this question was on here. I really am. I literally thought nothing about the need for a spiritual community before, 6 minutes ago.